Hi, welcome to the small shed. Today I'm going to do some more work on this planer cart, which isn't quite right, and get it working properly. See you in a minute. Now I've got the planer cart out and working, but there's a slight problem with levels at the moment, so I'll have a look at that in a minute and we'll get some idea of how to solve the problem and the associated storage that goes with it. Just stripping all the boxes out of it has made me realise how much it was containing anyway. The workshop is once again totally up to its, nearly almost up to the ceiling with boxes that have come from nowhere, so I'll need to get it done fairly rapidly. First of all, a bit of explanation. There's quite a lot of noise on the videos recently that you may or may not have picked up on, particularly lorries and dumpers reversing. When we moved into this house about 42 years ago, I think it was, there was a children's home at the back of us. Cut a long story short, about 9 months ago they knocked the place down, which was great, and the site has stood empty. Now, we've known all along what was coming in its place. It's not any great surprise or any great problem. They're putting 6 bungalows there for assisted living, but they started work about a month and a half ago, so I'm afraid at the moment it's only a small site, given that there's only 6 bungalows going on it. There were, when I last looked, 3 diggers, a dumper and a telehandler loading wagon on there, as well as the lorries coming in and out delivering and taking topsoil away and stuff. So sorry about the noise, that's what it is. I am taking odd shots. The one thing I missed when I left work after 40 odd years in construction, the only thing I've ever missed is being able to walk around the site in the morning and see what's going on. I can look out the bedroom window now and see it because they wake us up at 8 o'clock, so in some ways I'm quite happy with what's going on out there. So that's what all the noise is, but let's now have a look at this planer cart. Now, I've standardised on 2 types of box really. They're a nice little box with clip-on ends that you can put stuff in, polythene, you can see what's in them, and they've got a very nice little carrying handle as well, so that if you want to take anything out in the car or anything, you've got that. There's that size and there's a larger one as well, and if you start and use a standard size like that for boxes, it makes it much easier to store them after. But now I've got to address the planer cart. It means I've got to alter some of the heights there, and that will probably involve me in working out first of all what boxes I can get in and how to fit them, because I don't want to find at the end of it that I'm 10mm short of being able to get a box in when I didn't need to be that 10mm short. So what's wrong with the cart? Well, essentially I've set all my table heights at 900mm above ground as a datum, and I thought at the time it was wise to set the planer level at that as well, but in practice it's fairly obvious to me when I've started to use it that there's no possible way that I'm going to use an outfeed table with this. There's nothing I'm doing that's big enough that'll fit in the shed that I'll be able to use outfeed tables. So that height setting has caused a number of problems, mainly in that I was hoping I could use this as another either assembly table or somewhere to put stuff while it was drying or paint on, anything like that. And I can't do it because this part of the planer thickness in the way, and however much I deal with the fence, and it is awkward to deal with because the screw is just coinciding with this top rail, I can't fold it down enough to be able to make it work within that height. So at minimum I think I've got to move it, I think it's about 80 millimeters to get down to a point, might even be 90, to lower this down so I can actually get a worktop on it to use, and it won't affect the use of this, I don't think, in any way, shape or form at all. It's a fairly simple fix. All it is, it means I've got to unscrew all of these holes there which support these rails. Just get at the head of the screw and unscrew it, drill new holes and just drop it down by the requisite amount. So it's not going to take long to do, but as I say, it needs me to work out how many of these I can get underneath and in what configuration, so that I can get the maximum amount of storage from it. So let's just have a quick measure up and have a look. Right, that, after a bit of fiddling around, has solved a number of problems. Managed to do it without having to take the planer off, which I was dreading doing because it is a bit heavy, but with a bit of brute force and a ratchet strap we've got there. What it means now is that I can easily tighten up and undo the fence, which I couldn't do before very well. And with that fence down in its lowest position, if I have a bearer in there which carries the surface top, I can then put a 15 or 18 mil board on top. So that means then I will have another 900 high worktop that's flush with everything else, and that is just about in time because I have got something coming which should fit on here nicely. We'll leave that for a future project, but I think I've got there at the moment. We've now got the planer cart working as it's supposed to. It has restricted me slightly. I've lost the ability to store one of the boxes that I had before, but I will get around that with something somewhere else. But now I've got access on the front to the machine. I can still work the planer without any fuss. I don't know why I was so obsessed with getting the height the same, because you're never going to put anything through this that is wider than the planer itself, so it can go through the middle. So that's the result. Hope that was of interest. Look forward to seeing you next week. By then I may even have the thing that's going on top of this, so we'll have a look at that then. If not, we'll find something else to do. Hope you enjoyed the video. Look forward to seeing you next week anyway, and we'll see you then. Bye!